Hi and welcome back to another video. In today's video we're going to show you how to replace the brake pads on your RadMini. We're going to do both the front and rear wheels. So let's get started. You do want to remove the wheels off both the front and rear in order to gain access to replace the pads and the calipers. The front is pretty simple. You just have the quick release. So we're just going to pop that open and then loosen up the skewer a little bit. And then loosen up a little more. Pull the wheel right out. The only other tool you're going to need besides the standard tools that come in the toolkit with the RadMini is a pair of needle nose pliers. Otherwise, you have all the other tools that you need to do this right in the actual toolkit that comes with the bike. For the rear wheel, you're going to want to take off the derailleur cover. On the other side of the wheel, you do have like a security holder that's on there, so you do have to take the screw out there. I'll get a close-up of that so you can see it. So the little security screw that I'm talking about is this guy right down here. You got one Allen wrench kind of screw you have to take out. And then this is just a holder to hold the wheel securely onto the frame. On the other side to come apart, you want to take off the derailleur cover, and then you're gonna disconnect the electronics. Just remove that zip tie right there, break it off or cut it off. Disconnect the main power wire there to the wheel. You'll take this little cover off down here, and below it you have the bolt on each side. Those are the actual nuts that hold the wheel onto the frame. So again, I'm just gonna cut the zip tie right over here. And that's off. And then we have that one screw that's over here. Just gotta loosen it up and take it off. You got that one little screw right there. And on the other side where you have the derailleur cover, there's gonna be two screws on there. I actually have my derailleur cover break the other day, so I only have to take one screw off. There are two Allen key screws that you need to remove. There we are. And then you wanna disconnect your main power wire. That's it. And then you want your big wrench to loosen up the nuts that are on the wheel. That's it. Once everything is disconnected, you can pull the wheel right out. So here's where the needle nose pliers come into play. You have this cotter pin that holds the brake pads into the caliper. You do want to straighten this cotter pin so you can pull it out. All you do is take your pliers, simply bend it straight, then you should be able to pull it right out like so. Then all you need to do is press the brake pads through the caliper and they come out on the other side. There is a retaining spring that's in there, so you kind of need to get that so it pushes them together. The retaining spring is this guy right here. So with the new brake pads, you want to put them so the spring is lined up and together, and then you're going to slide it back in the caliper just like the old ones came out. And it's back in there, and now we're going to put the cotter pin back in. So to put the cotter pin back in, you just want to line it back up, push it on through. So the cotter pin I have, you can see, cotter pin is off to the side a little bit, so I just need to straighten it back up so it'll go through a little easier. Now it's a little straighter, so it should be able to go right through. There you go. Once it's back through, just want to grab the edge of it. You don't want it too tight because you do want the brake pads to float in there a little bit. So you push it through and just bend it back like so. You want to make sure you can move it freely. That way the pads can move around a tiny little bit. Rear brakes are the same process. Got the cotter pin over here. Again, you just want to bend it straight and you can pull it on through. Again, when you get it out, you may need to straighten it up a little bit more so you can get it back through after. But then got it nice and straight so it'll go back through pretty easily. And then get the brakes out again, you just press from the back side. Again, to get the brakes out, you just press from the back side. You'll see them start to pop out there. And then I'll grab them, pull them through the rest of the way. So you can see these brake pads are pretty toasted. They got a nice little ridge from the top of the caliper. Sorry, they have a nice little ridge on the top from the rotor itself. It's just not touching in that one particular spot. And they're wearing, for the most part, evenly. And here we got a nice fresh brake pad, and that is the worn one. Again, same process as the front. You're going to put the retaining clip, the spring back in there, and then we're going to push it back through the caliper. So that's it, right back in the caliper there. Got the cotter pin, going to put it back through. Then once the cotter pin's through, you just want to bend that little edge right back over, like so. Again, you want to make sure that the pin can move around and then it's not too tight. Now we're going to put the tires back on. I tend to put the front one on first. It just helps with the weight to balance out the rear after. You want to just slide the brake rotor right through the brake pads and the caliper. We will do a minor adjustment after too. Everything is just done in the reversed order, what we did to take it off. All right, you want to hand tighten the nuts on the wheels. First thing you want to do is make sure the safety clip is lined up and put the screw back in there. And tighten up both of the nuts. Once that's on there, I'm going to reconnect the power to the wheel. And I got a fresh zip tie for the other side. As mentioned before, my derailleur cover is broken, so for now, I'm just going to leave it off. Probably order a new one, that way I can put it back on there and protect the derailleur. All right, now we're going to flip it back over and do the adjustments. I won't lie, the adjustment is just a little bit of a finesse. You're going to probably try to adjust it 3 or 4 times before you actually get it to the correct desired tension that you want. One thing you want to do is make sure that the adjustment barrels on your brake levers are fully on the in position, so you can adjust the tension of how tight you want the brakes to be. The way I do it is I'm going to hold the back side of the cable right here, and I'm going to press the caliper in just so I can kind of get it to its tight mark. And then once I have it where I want it, continue holding the caliper and then start to tighten up the adjustment screw. Again, this can sometimes be 3 or 4 times back and forth just to get it where you want it to be. I haven't found an exact way to get it perfect on the first shot. Once you get it snug, then you want to go up to your brake lever and actually pull and see the tension on it. I normally want like about a 1/2 to 3/4 inch pull in, and then it should be pretty firm after that. So let's check it out. So it actually feels pretty good. Got it on the first try here, and then we'll do the fronts. So after you have it at the tension you want, make sure you get that screw down pretty good and tight. You don't have to over tighten it, but you do want to make sure it's tight so it doesn't slide. In the front, it's just the same process again. So get the cable over here. You want to loosen this up. Then I'm going to pull the caliper, get it tight. Once I have it to the desired tension I want, I'm going to tighten up the screw a little bit so it'll hold there. Feel how it is on the lever. Feels pretty good. And now I'm going to tighten it down. I actually happen to get both of these at the tension I wanted right on the first shot both times. Again, that does not always happen. Sometimes it's 3 or 4 times back and forth to get it to the desired tension that I want. And right over here, these are the adjustment barrels I was talking about before on the levers. You want to make sure they're adjusted all the way in before you go and make the adjustments down at the calipers. So thank you for watching this video. Hope you enjoyed it and were able to learn how to replace the brake pads on your power bike. If you happen to like this video, please hit the thumbs up down below. And if you happen to like review videos in general, just hit the subscribe. I do post them up periodically. Thank you for watching and have a great day.